Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this 28th of May, 2020. And we have a bit of a different kind of a day today because we've been spending much of the last 3 days where we wake up in the morning to low clouds and then we burn off into some sunshine. And in some places, it goes partly to mostly sunny very quickly. I think we're going to be in a slightly different place today because if you look at the satellite loop, two things that stand out. First off, you've got this upper low that is just spinning away in parts of Arkansas. You can see it right here, that just rotating around in that counterclockwise fashion. And it just seems as if that there's this sort of giant arm that is lifting northward, and this is what is moving the remnants of Tropical Storm Bertha, which are now moving through Ohio and heading up northward into Canada. That system spawned from a weather system over the state of Florida that was there over the weekend and earlier this week. And then you had a low that just developed very quickly yesterday morning. And within a matter of hours, it became a tropical storm with 50-mile-an-hour winds. Came inland to the northeast of Charleston and has been moving mostly northward ever since. So the upside to that is that it is going to take most of the rain to our west. The downside is you've got this moisture, so you have this cloud cover around, a denser cloud cover that, or a more dense cloud cover, I guess is the right way to say it, that is moving northward. Take a look at how it sets up on the radar. We're seeing on the close-up view, you still have that signature left of Bertha with the steady rains moving through much of Ohio and into western Pennsylvania. But you do have some showery rains that extended the east in central PA and then run southward down into Maryland this morning and into eastern Virginia. Those are lifting up to the northeast. So I'm going to leave in the possibility that at least from northeast Virginia to southern New England, there could be a scattered shower or downpour. I don't expect any kind of washout, obviously, but you just have to throw in that possibility. Also, don't rule it out that skies could brighten up in some places and that maybe we'll wind up seeing a break or two of sun. Still have a very weak pressure pattern that is set up here in the eastern part of the United States. We've got a high well out to the east in the ocean. You've got a south-southeast flow, so that brings us a bit of a marine influence. One area where we're still not seeing that cooler influence is up in upstate New York and in interior central and northern New England, where yesterday, for the second day in a row, we saw temperatures reach up into the low and mid 90s. I think it might get held down a bit more today because of the fact that we're seeing more of this cloud cover moving northward. So I think that cuts back on some of the sunshine. It'll probably cut back on some of the high temperatures. We're going to get to that in a second. I just want to go to the Storm Prediction Center with regards to severe weather today because there is a marginal risk of severe weather in western and central Pennsylvania from north to south. And that extends southward down into the Gulf states and back into Texas. You see where the two areas of slight risk are. But for tomorrow, we have a cold front that's going to be moving through. And SPC is indicating now a slight risk. This is an upgrade from what it showed yesterday, a slight risk of severe weather from northern Virginia, northeastern West Virginia, much of Maryland, virtually all of eastern and central PA, and through a good chunk of upstate New York. I think the areas up further north are going to stand a better chance of seeing some severe storms. Marginal risk runs down the Hudson Valley, touches western Connecticut to about New York City, takes in the western counties of New Jersey, and then continues from there down into southern Virginia. And this is going to be with a cold front that's going to be moving on through. Just want to give you a quick look here at how this is playing out in the upper air, in the upper atmosphere, because we do have this nice ridge, or we've had this nice ridge here in the eastern part of the United States. It's a bit more marine based, which is one of the reasons why we keep having these issues with low clouds. This is usually something you see in August, so you don't often see it this time of year. But watch this rotating upper low that we talked about that's kind of driving it all. And right here, yesterday, you see where it sort of extends a little bit uh, off the North Carolina coast. This is where Bertha formed, and the upper low was pretty much in control, lifting it up northward. A little kink there that shows up in the height lines right there. That's where Bertha is now, moving on a mostly northward or slightly north of, slightly west of due north course. Now this upper low is going to weaken. Here comes a shortwave trough for tomorrow. This drives the cold front that produces some thunderstorms late in the day, and then a stronger trough that comes through for Saturday night and Sunday. This is going to be bringing down a nice shot of cool air for Sunday and for the first part of next week. And then longer range, that trough's going to relax a bit, but we still have a bit of a northwest flow, so that's going to bring temperatures back to seasonal. I don't think we're going to see any kind of hot weather. And for areas in upstate New York and New England where it's been hot, well, no return to the hot weather anytime soon. So here's how our cold front plays out on the GFS. We are seeing the high offshore. Again, a couple of scattered cells around today. You see how the model just pretty much weakens them. And then tomorrow is going to be a very warm and humid day. Showers and thunderstorms are going to start firing up to the west in the afternoon. I think they're going to stay mostly inland into tomorrow evening, maybe a shower or storm into early Saturday morning, and then that front just keeps on going. A second front kind of hangs back here with the upper trough for Saturday, so you start to see a little bit of shower and maybe even some low top thunderstorm activity developing in parts of upstate New York. They should be scattered in nature. I think for most of us, it's going to be a dry day, and then here comes this nice cool high for Sunday and for Monday, and probably lasting into Tuesday before the next weather system rolls along. And just real fast to take a look at some of the high temperatures today, lower than yesterday in northern and central New England because of clouds, and of course also because of clouds, staying mostly in the 70s, except 60s along the shore from southern New England down through southern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey, and then you start to get into the 80s for Virginia. Tomorrow, we're looking at 80s over a large area away from the ocean, and then we'll start to bring in this cooler air over the weekend. Saturday's highs will be mostly in the 70s to maybe close to 80, and when that second upper trough swings on through, that's when we really cool down. Sunday, 60s to low 70s for highs, and Monday, temperatures probably not getting out of the 60s. So at least from the standpoint of major league activity, we're not seeing too much of that. Joe Rayo and I will be on tonight as our usual time, 7 o'clock Eastern time on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, which is at 7 o'clock on YouTube. So be sure to go to my YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi, and subscribe to it for free so that you can watch the Joe and Joe Show every night and also on Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Have a great day, folks. We'll talk to you later.